Good day, everyone. My name is Eliza Fabe Ejercito, and I will discuss to you Lesson 25, Gender and Labor. So, in this lesson, you should be able to understand fully the relationship of gender equality, and labor, determine the status of gender equality in the various sectors of the labor market, and comprehend salient policies on gender equality in the labor market. So, women face different constraints from men in the labor market. This is recognized in Republic Act 9710, known as the Magna Carta of Women, enacted in 2009. This act recognizes that equality of men and women entails the abolition of the unequal structures and practices that perpetuate discrimination and inequality. So before, women experiences and faces inequality and discrimination in the society or in the workforce or in the employment sectors. That's why Magna Carta of Women was enacted for this discrimination and inequalities to stop, and also for women to have the right to equality, and also for the protection against sexual harassment, sexual assault, domestic violence, or even gender-based violence. Next, in connection with employment, the Philippine Commission on Women, or PCW, indicates that the Magna Carta of Women will level the playing field by making productive resources and economic opportunities equally available for both men and women. So as I've said, Magna Carta of Women really helps women to have equal opportunities with men through these productive resources that our community will provide for them. Next, as children grow up, they learn to do various work, but society encourages them to do certain specific work. This distribution of labor is based on sex and not on individual capacity or skill sets. This affects girls and women adversely since girls are expected to take care of their family and household. Their education is not a priority for the family. So, way back before, up until now, children were really taught and learned to do certain specific work according to their sex. For example, a girl is expected to do the household chores like cleaning the house, cooking, or doing the laundry, while boys are expected to help their fathers and do the heavy types of work, such as kanang mamanday or mamugha or mangahoy. Then this distribution of labor greatly affects girls and women. Why? Because they cannot fulfill or get the education they wanted personally, since they are expected to take care of their family or do the household chores. They are greatly taken for granted by the society or their family, and tendency is women have less education than those men. Next. So we have employment sectors, namely agriculture, industry and manufacturing, tourism, business processing outsourcing, government services, and entrepreneurship. So in agriculture, women farmers do not have an equal opportunity to acquire land or register it in their own names. They have fewer inheritance rights than male farmers. They are hindered in their access to extension services, skills development, including training and management and marketing skills, and improved farming equipment. So, usually in agriculture sector, we often see male farmers than women farmers. Male farmers dominated agriculture sector. And also, women farmers do not have the equal opportunity or equal right with male farmers, since women farmers cannot or having trouble to own a land or register a land in their own names. Also, in accessing extension services, women still need or they require special assistance for these services to be accessed. Next, industry and manufacturing. The number of women working in economic zones is estimated to represent 64% of total employment and may be much higher in some industries such as electronics and apparel. Women's share of employment in the export processing zones is much greater than women's share of the labor force as a whole, and the conditions of employment are of concern. Women in applying in industry and manufacturing usually or tendency is they will be put in the export processing zones. That is because women are susceptible or more attracted to creating more investments or attracting more investors. That is why there are many population of women in in export processing zones than men. Next, tourism. Few women have the educational qualifications or foreign language skills to compete for front of house positions in the hotel industry as tour guides or in travel agencies, and women are more likely to be employed as housekeepers, waitresses, or similar low-level positions. So in tourism sectors, usually women are being employed as housekeepers or waitresses because of some women are less educated, as what I've discussed a while ago, that women do not have the right to education back in the day or up until now. And because of this, it will affect their employment in the tourism sector because they have the less educational qualifications than those of men. Next, business processing outsourcing. The Philippines Information Technology Business Process Outsourcing Roadmap 2011 to 2016 is not gender responsive and does not address women's constraints in accessing higher paid work in non-voice services or the likely growth in information technology and engineering. So business process outsourcing, example of this are the IT BPM industry or the call centers. So in business processing outsourcing, women really experience the inequality, in terms of the payment, their paid work. They are less likely to have lower pay rate than those of men. So right here in the employment sectors, we can really see the gender inequality and how women are being valued in the employment sectors or in the society. So that is all for my discussion. The rest of the employment sectors will be discussed by Ms. Kathleen Yumage, the next reporter. Thank you.